Welcome to the audio experience of KimberlySueIverson.com, a redhead rewriting reality and multi-genre author. I am your host, Kimberly Sue Iverson, and today I'll be sharing with you a story that's close to my heart. If you prefer to read along or explore more stories, visit my website at KimberlySueIverson.com. This audio experience is for an adult audience. Themes and topics may not be appropriate or suitable for all audiences, so listener and viewer discretion is advised. Now, get yourself comfy as we dive into today's tale. I apologize for any background noise because today seems to be the most loudest day for anything. Trash is being picked up. Dogs are barking at someone helping with the front yard. A friend of mine who's here weeding, and for whatever reason we have a jackhammer going up in our cul-de-sac, which is super rare to ever hear around here. And it was the last day of school, so it was loud, it's been loud, and everything is loud. I've tried to mute everything as much as I can, so if it's noisy, I truly apologize for that. Nothing I can do about background noises. Rumor mill. What makes people want to spread rumors? What makes people want to talk about others behind their back and not just a normal version that we all do? That is often completely overlooked, and often many can think it's gossiping that happens when you speak about other people as regular conversation. But if you consider families in particular, how is a parent going to know how their child is doing in school if the teacher and them don't discuss the child? How is the doctor going to discuss test results, or your siblings and friends going to ask about how you are if they haven't heard from you and might be getting concerned? These are just some examples, but obviously there, as always, are plenty if one thinks about it enough or others chime in. The point is simply that there's a version of talking behind someone's back that I think we all engage in. It can be defined as gossip, but it's not necessarily gossip if we're simply reliving something that we may have experienced with another person and their name comes up. For me, I think of gossip as more of a negative word. I just think too many misunderstand speaking about other people, and at least in my world, I'm not entirely used to people discussing me behind my back for positive reasons, as in, what can we do to help her? But I wouldn't mind that. It's a normal societal action. A church wishes to help us with food or similar, and we have friends there who can vouch for us and discuss it. They're going to bring us up, what we're dealing with, and how they think the church can help. But what can really be detrimental about that is the rumor mill. That's entirely different. That's not people talking about us because they want to be good or kind or helpful to us. That's people who want to share things they've heard and then discuss us and potentially really do harm to us because they'd convinced themselves we are not good people. That we see a lot in the public. People will not only spread things that are false, but it's that quote, if you repeat a lie enough, it will be believed. I've had that struggle for as long as I can remember, and I'm sure you have too. People who would go behind my back, as I've mentioned, and talk about me behind my back and not in a good light. Rather than come to me to clear up rumors, they're content in saying things about me, and then the difficulty are those who end up believing them without again coming to the source. I've discussed that before. I've had issues with my mom doing that behind my back, telling people things I haven't said, and saying I did, telling people I've gone away with their boyfriends when I was at home alone, not doing things like that with a man in a relationship. I sometimes wonder if she gave any thought to the outcome of such rumors. Toward the end, I can't recall if I mentioned it here, she was even at that point where dementia may have been kicking in. It wasn't diagnosed yet, but at the first of the year or so last year, the doctor warned us about it potentially happening. And when she went in for the heart attack the first time, I think, brain is fuzzy from little sleep as of late. When she was talking to someone on the phone, she was telling them that I had physically grabbed my laptop right off my lap, and I was like, hey, I'm working with that. Her next statement was that I wasn't allowing her to go to the window and answer the door. First statement, she asked me to help her with something. I asked her if I could take the laptop to do it because I couldn't just lean over to work, as it makes me dizzy now to lean over in that way. The second, she was the one who'd answered the door just that same day, hobbled to the window, answered the door. Now, because she was 83 at that point, how many who'd have heard that randomly wouldn't have gone straight to, oh my God, and would have said, hey, Kim, are you not letting your mom answer the door? Even typing that makes me start to laugh. Right. as if anyone could stop her from doing anything, even as physically bad off as she was. And as if I would even dare invoke that rage by even considering treating her in such a manner. Let's not even go down the route of I would have been incapable of harming my mother in any way, despite all the physical and other abuse she put me through. Also, why? Some rumors like that, though, they can destroy someone's life. Because even if a lie, if someone is potentially in harm's way, the logical thing to do is check on that person. I was in this group for caregivers of people with dementia and the like on Facebook for a time, so I got to understand it more, and I got to truly understand that my mom was exhibiting those signs too, because some of the stuff that those people had to endure said behind their back was horrible. I'm not going to say the name of the group for privacy's sake and specifics, but that a parent or spouse for some would go around trying to say you'd done horrible things like that, or were trying to call and tell people lies whether that person believed it or not. It's not just hard for the others listening, but the people who have to have that said behind their back. More so if they don't know the specifics. This isn't just about dementia patients, by the way, and yes, caveat, I know in terms of dementia, those people may not understand what they're doing, saying, and it could be truth in their mind. It's just this is relating. I've mentioned that on this game I play, that happens too. People decided I was this other person, have continuously gone behind my back to say so, convince others of it, and I've had only one person come to me to confirm information. He was smart too. Instead of giving me information to ask about, he'd just ask questions. I was going, why are you asking me these things? He explained these players were saying I was this other person. I rolled my eyes behind the screen and said, yeah, no, don't live in the same state, not the same age, I'm not married, and on it goes. These people know, I think, what the person looks like. Look around. Do I look like her? It would take half a second to ask for a pic of me, and ta-da, not her. Guess how many have done it? None. Instead, there will be these remarks here and there that come up and show that why, yes, the emotionally immature are still believing those lies and rumors. It made me think about it, though. I think this person is accused of, shall we say, enjoying a lot of men and flirting them up or something and drinking. I hate alcohol, so again, yeah. But the thing is, that's another person's rumor about me for another reason. Flirting and chasing a bunch of dudes. My mom used to love passing that idea around about me, then would turn around and attack me based on that. Look, I'm sorry that I'm boring, but you have to create more exciting stories up about me. I don't chase men. It's hard to get that close to me and get a date out of me. But I've been through some shit. It's just me. It's okay if we're not compatible. Now you know. I don't flirt up and get close to just anyone. Not my thing. I don't send those kind of pictures to men. I've always made clear, you want to see my body? Get to the point you take my clothes off, physically. I am not taking pictures of myself that way that then can go all across the internet. How stupid. The thing, though, is that it's always been that rumor that goes around most about me, and because I fully admit it, I am playful. I am. That is a whole different ballpark from, hey, come on in my pants. I'm childish in that way. Fine. I can go overboard with my playfulness. Fine. I don't cross lines with how I speak or what I say, unless it's an accident at times. You know what you're doing. Actually, at that moment I probably didn't, but thanks for making me feel slimy and skeezy. I am not your naughty girl. I am not your bad girl. Stop using vulgar language to try to incite me into being flirtatious because it works on other women and because you say those things to me, and you have now shut down your chances. You're not in a relationship with me. You're not building a life with me. I have very clear boundaries unless we are building something together, and no, it will not be crossed, especially if you're in a relationship. Yet still, they try. And rumors go around about me as if I do. Nobody close to me ever has said I am crossing lines or going overboard. They know I would never. They know better. Yet a lot of women have that as a rumor spread about them. It's not just me. I find it utterly silly, emotionally immature, and honestly, at least on this game and in my life, if you believe rumors about me and never come to the source to ask, confirm, get details, what I know now is you're incapable of individual thinking. You prefer to have others think for you, tell you what to believe, and you're not someone I wish to engage with. So it helps a lot, actually, when we learn who believes lies and rumors going on around us behind our back and don't directly ask that person. Another thing I am doing my best to be better about. If I hear something and I want to know that person, I will do my best to discuss it. I want to get better about that in general. I want to be better about bringing up things later on, after the fact, when it's bothering me and I need to talk about it. I can be bad about that because at that point I figure gotta just let it go and move it along. That's a hard one for me. Hey, can I discuss this with you? Do you have time? I see those things on, I'm gonna hide my face here, my guilty pleasure of Vanderpump Rules. Yes, I confess, I like that show. I'll hide my face again. I see them bring up discussions. This isn't about if it's scripted, they're prompted, blah, blah, blah. The point is just that they are able to use those words and speak in a way that communicates their needs, wants, and understandings of the other person, their actions, all that good, healthy communication business. I want to be able to get to a place I can do that. I admit I have gotten better, but I want to be way better at it than I am. Anywho, I was just thinking about that this morning and what really spurs someone to want to do that. If I think of it from the other side, a person either wants to purposely create a falsity around us to cause us harm, politics, hi, or they truly believe what they are saying, so wish to protect others, I suppose, from this other person and jump the gun. Instead of, oh, hey, are you so-and-so? Do you think so-and-so? Do you believe so-and-so? There might be malicious aspects behind that behavior, but I just started to really consider motivations and reasoning behind such things to spread rumors. Does it make a person feel stronger? More powerful? Maybe. I guess it could. Ooh, I got this juicy secret and I'm gonna share it. Doesn't matter if it's not truth. I hold the power and all the goodies, so everyone will want to know it. Maybe there is some power in that. Feeling as if you're the key holder, the truth teller, the one with the information, the one needed for it, even if it is from a malicious standpoint. I suppose that too holds power. I am going to destroy this person because blank. Because they don't like us, they feel jealous and envious over us. Maybe because, I'm trying to put myself in those shoes like I would any of my characters and try to think about it. Like with Kat in Dark Illusions, or her daughter in later stories, Kylara, in the Dynasty of Morai series, or Moray, depends on how you want to pronounce it. She was having something happen to her, and nobody knew if she'd go dark or would become evil. Something was happening to her that could be bad. The familial blood in her, but also her own parents. Kylara didn't know what she was, and she was raised to believe otherwise. She was raised to believe she was a werewolf. So there was a lot going on behind her back, which is what kind of led to her undoing and losing her absolute mind. Lies. Lies and more lies. Nobody wanted to tell Kai the truth. Then you had all these so-called helpers who were further pushing their own agenda and manipulating her into giving into certain sides of her personality, like Shan. Yummy, naughty Shan, who in the end couldn't not be honest with her because of how much he adored Kat. Kylara reminded him too much of Kat. So there was this interesting juxtaposition that happened for him with her, a pull toward her because of Kat. I mean, his story alone as it develops is just, it's interesting. It's still ongoing, as are all of them, because as I hinted at, there may be another series later on, like a next chapter of the entire world. A future of theirs that centers not on the main characters of the entire Dark Moon Dynasty universe, but another part, one that again will reveal more of all of them overall and more to their stories. Knowing people were talking about her behind her back, knowing there were all these lies and truths and she didn't know which she could trust, who would be there for her when so many were lying and spreading stuff behind her back. It started to affect her. There's a similar instance in Guardians of the Void, where Lewis goes around behind Tarkin's back and the other Golden Riders. He does it while they aren't around. It's purposeful. They aren't there to defend themselves or simply to say, that's incorrect. So Lewis uses that. His going behind the back is purposeful, not just to avoid Tarkin coming for him and the other writers, but it's like a disease that spreads. Lewis uses it to his advantage. Drop something here in conversation. Drop that seed there in conversation. Then, if one of the writers happen to say something similar, it's as if they've confirmed the information. So Lewis can say, see, they even admit it. When, as I mentioned in the last post and episode, at that point, people have decided their own truth, and they will argue that toward you. They've decided this is what it means, and no, in fact, you're wrong. So over time, because of that doubt that Lewis was sowing in their minds, and combined with their own worries, the city they lived in, people started to look differently at them as a whole, all because Lewis knew full well what he was doing. He wasn't stupid. In the end, we discovered just how cunning he is and was, and used those rumors to his advantage, because he hated Tarkin. He hated the dragon riders. So he dropped a seed here, there, and if a writer said something that practically confirmed it, oh, Lewis is telling the truth, we'll take his side. I'm not sure that's what people consider. Lies and rumors don't just casually injure. They can destroy someone's reputation, which then lead out to destroying work or family lives. It can cause mental harm to that person, never knowing who to trust. In the case of Kylara and whether to believe someone, we also feel it. We feel that when people are around us, discussing things behind our back, sharing in little snickers and murmurs, as if something we say is confirming to them the truth, when it could be completely unrelated. Confirmation bias and all. Almost like, again, I'll use politics. If we don't like one side or another, it doesn't matter to some that it could be a lie. They just want a reason to have confirmation that person is bad, 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 of their own thoughts on the individual. It can end up becoming a lie, and what happens is that if they are open enough to realize it's a lie, they still have that aspect of, yeah, well, this other stuff isn't. I find that silly. I don't fully understand the fun in doing that, engaging in that, or otherwise. Going back to that game I play at least, I've called some out who tried to engage in that rumor mill and make lies about someone. They were pretending they knew the person, and I had a hunch they didn't. So when they tried to get me to confirm something that, again, I wasn't going to lie about or engage in lies, I pointed out if they really knew that person as they were trying to make people believe, they'd know exactly what that person was like. They wouldn't need me to confirm anything. This wasn't a friend of mine. I just respected the individual enough that I wasn't going to engage lies in the creation of more, only to see this person who'd done it later try to do it more about others. Just made me shake my head. I often doubt my ability to judge people well, but I often have those moments come again where I'm all, whoop, nope. I judged them to be exactly what they turned out to be. On first getting to know them, I was correct. And then I doubted. And then it got confirmed. Accurate first assessment. Do you have that issue? Tell me in the comments if you doubt your own judgment at times. As a woman, I know that the rumors about us are often around our sexual aspects, our behavior in that realm, saying we're easy, we sleep with a lot of men, or otherwise. For men, I think the ones I've often heard are most based on stuff they do in terms of drinking and such, but I can't accurately say what it could be. I'm not a man. So if you're a man, tell me in the comments, what are the rumors often that have been spread about you that you know of? I imagine for parents, it's their parenting style, and pet parents, treatment of pets. So anyone can leave a comment and tell me, what rumor is most spread about you, or that you've heard around others? Don't have to give out private details, but I'm curious as a general topic and subject, what are others? That seems to be my biggest. Easy, floozy, whatever along those lines. Never drunk, druggy, etc. Just I like being all up in them men's business. When I'm more the opposite with my shy and reserved nature, plus all I've been through. Sorry, but if you take me out on a date, you're probably not getting a kiss at the end of the night just because that's how it's done, or any other reason. I will kiss you when I wish to kiss you, and I'm not going to be kissing on just any old man. My body does not belong to you to do with as you please. Now, if we're in a long-term committed relationship, that's a different story. And your body might be used quite a bit by me, just saying. And there is why I'm playful. I say stupid shit for giggles. But I'll put my finger in your face and say, that doesn't mean you're getting me that easy. I told y'all I'd have attitude in these vlogs. Sometimes good, sometimes ridiculous, sometimes bad, and all in between. I leave you with this beautiful song I've been listening to on repeat. Just wow. More so if you're a fan of Duran Duran. It's Joy Williams' Ordinary World. It's linked on my blog, but you can search it on YouTube too. More to come, my apparition weavers. Thank you so much for reading and subscribing, or listening in this case. I know how valuable your time is, so it means so much that you're here, and I'm beyond grateful you chose to spend this time with me. What are your thoughts? Engage with me and start a conversation. Just don't be rude about it. If you'd like a chance for your story to be read and featured, get in touch at stories2read@KimberlySueIverson.com. A new episode and blog is dropped every Wednesday on KimberlySueIverson.com or on YouTube under Kimber Bites. That's KimberBites, Kimber Bites. And don't forget to check out my Ream subscription page. Another chapter is up. I am releasing Guardians of the Void chapter by chapter over on Ream right now. I will be releasing my Priestess World as well soon, long before the public gets the books. You'll be able to read the chapters as I write them and help with the world. You'll get to read extra scenes that may not make the cut either. This is still being thought out on how I will, so they haven't been posted yet, but stay tuned. Also, that world is still in progress, but I have written almost 3 books. I'm nearing the end of the 3rd one. That's the one that when you follow me on social media, if you see the updates, that's the one it's about. If I actually do some writing and get all excited, that's typically the world I'm writing in. So check out reamstories.com/KimberlySueIverson. That's reamstories.com/KimberlySueIverson. reamstories.com/KimberlySueIverson. That link also will be in the description box below, unless I completely forget to add it, at which point you can remind me.